T. McClung, Archer Monologues, Episode 9, June 4th, 2020. Tonight, I want to talk about... What do I want to talk about? Let's see. How about this "So help me God" thing at the end of an oath? All right. Let's start out back in the old days when an oath was given. Let's even go back to the beginnings of America. That is to say, the beginnings of the United States of America, the government. The oath of office, or the stating the oath with a swearing at the end, so help me God in particular, meant something a little different than it does today. Back in the old days, most people, we're talking about America, most people believed in an entity, a deist, shit. Forgive me. Believed in a deity and God, as it were, and they were Christians. What were the percentage of Americans, just as the new country called America was forming its government, its union of 13 governments? What was that? About that time, the oath of office meant, well, I don't know what I was talking about the number of Christians actually in America at the time, in the 13 states that created a union, which is an abstract concept, which basically means, the states decreed to be in a club or to incorporate into one identity of many parts. Omnis es unis, one of many. So, in that day, to say, "So help me God," actually implied that the person taking the oath, let's say the oath of office for, let's say, the president or a senator or some government official, who said, "So help me God" at the end of that. And as I understand it, presidents still do say that. And senators still say, "So help me God" at the end of their oath of office, even if they're an atheist, which I think is objectionable. I think they would say something else. If you're an atheist, you wouldn't say, "So help me God." That'd be kind of silly. It'd be like, I'm a guy, so at the end of a statement, I'm going to say, "So help me girl." That's just kind of silly. Anyway, "So help me God." And what did that imply? Who can help you? If the humans can't help you, who can help you? God. And how are you going to get help from God? You're going to be standing in front of God, begging for mercy in heaven. Not in the presidential suite, not in the house, not in the White House. You're going to be dead. So if you take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, blah, 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 "So help me God." Back then, that pretty much meant that God would be your only source of mercy and your only source of help. So help me God. Meaning, you're saying, if I fuck up, may God help me. And if you fuck up and you're in office and you're asking, "Oh, God help me," that's because you've just been killed. You've just been executed for treason, for example. You broke your oath of office. So help me God. So basically, the phrase "so help me God" at that time meant or implied that if you didn't keep your oath of office, we could kill you. And you would be up in front of God in heaven asking God to help you. Help me, God, I'm dead. And I committed a really sinful thing. I broke my oath of office, which is a promise. And you break your promise, you're going to have to pay the consequences. And in this case, they executed me for treason because I broke my oath. Pretty much what that was about. Now, fast forward to today. If a president now says, so help me God, he might sincerely believe there's a God, which of course there isn't. That's a fact. And we're not debating that here or anywhere else because the evidence proves that's true. And what evidence do you have? Well, that's another show. But right now, we're talking about the statement, so help me God. Today's society, in America, for example, where, religion is separate from society in politics, it's like, separation of church and state, which has never happened. And I have my doubts it'll ever happen because human beings cling on to this nonsense, Christianity and so forth, like their life depended on it. And it's just absurd because, monkey brain people believe that shit. Anyhow, today, so help me God, pretty much means the same thing because, phrases and words don't change in that sense. Now, we come up with new uses for a word. The definition stays the same. And I won't get into that here right now either. But, so help me God, today, what does that mean? It means if I take an oath of office to, do this, do that, do this, protect the Constitution, defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to obey the Constitution. If you're the President of the United States and you don't swear to obey the Constitution, then you're missing out on some part of that oath of office. Because, I think it's in there. So, when the President says, yep, I'll keep my oath of office, I swear I will, and so help me God if I don't. And that means, as it did in the past, that shadow meaning that comes with it means if I break my oath of office, if I break my word, if I violate my oath, I have committed treason, and you can kill me. That's what it means. Now, you're like, it doesn't mean that. Yeah, that's what it means. It's always meant that. Because how can God help you if, you're not up there in heaven, getting God to help you? Is God going to help you on earth? How is he going to help you? Well, seeing as how the concept of God can help you or God cannot help you is a fairy tale fabricated bunch of nonsense, mythological crap, even though the people in the old days believed that God was there and God could actually help you, what it really meant was for man, on man's reality, you're swearing to keep your oath or we're going to kill you. And, you're done. Seriously. How many presidents have actually been, executed for treason? None. I'm going to say none. Maybe Abraham Lincoln was sort of pseudo-executed for treason, but that's a story in itself. John Kennedy was executed because, he was going to obey the Constitution, as far as I can tell. And so the CIA and other unsavory elements in America murdered the man. But that's another story, too. Oh, yeah, by the way, front and back. All right? So bullets do not go and then turn around, U-turn, and come back and hit you in the face. Sorry, doesn't work that way. Scientific, impossible. So, grassy knoll. And who was on the grassy knoll, by the way? Oh, I hear it was George Bush Sr., who was head of the CIA. So, therefore, CIA. Get the idea. Wink, wink. Anyhow, so help me God. Don't violate your oath of office or we can kill you. That's what it means. I'm sorry. If you don't like that, you don't agree with that, if you think it means something else, even in a secular society, such as America, when I say secular society, I mean in the sense of government and the functioning of socializing between government and human civilians and so forth, is that you don't just say, yeah, God, no. But they kept that phrase in the oath of office for some God knows why reason, when they should have changed it a long time ago. Oh, by the way, when you take an oath of office as President of the United States, you should be swearing on the Constitution, seeing as how that's the secular purpose of your oath. You're not taking an oath to, protect and defend the Bible. The Bible has nothing to do with your oath. It has nothing to do. See, because it's kind of hangs in there with that "so help me God" thing. How about "so help me you," or "so help me man," or "so help me myself," or "so help me I will just kill myself if I violate the oath of office and commit treason by doing so. Anyway, you should be taking and you're putting your hand on the Constitution, because that's what you're swearing to. You're not swearing to the Bible. You're not swearing to obey the Bible. You're not swearing to uphold and defend and protect the Bible. It has nothing to do with government. Church and state separate and all that. Now, the reason church and state separate is because, aside from all the things that founding fathers and all those people back then had something to say about that and said, they might have been Christians. They might have been God-fearing people or God-loving people, whatever you want to look at it. But they still thought government should be run by not Christian people or not religious people or not based on some kind of godly nonsense. Even then, sorry, burst your bubble, but government was supposed to be secular, meaning not religious. Not like Iran or some of those other lunatic countries over there. America, different. And so help me God. So if you hear a president of the United States say, "so help me God," and then he breaks his oath of office, which says, protect and defend the Constitution and, not let government be run by religious nutters and keep the Christian religious nonsense out of it. If he breaks that oath, like, Donald Trump, who is faking being a Christian, because if he is a Christian, he's like, yeah, I can believe that he would be or think he is because, Christians are that smart. I said not smart. Yeah, they're not. Because, I mean, come on. Trump, Christian, really? I guess it would be typical for a Christian to be that dumb and oh yeah, I'm president, and say dumb stuff like that, and even anti-Christian stuff, which is pretty pathetic. So they should be taking an oath on the Constitution. Now, I don't think they should bring the real original Constitution out, and bring it out on the front steps of the White House or courthouse or wherever the fuck it is, Capitol building, and then say, hey, set it over here, guys. Leave it in the museum or wherever it's kept. But in some fashion, well, the Bible's not the original Bible then, is it either? Right, is it? The original Bible is back about 2,000 years ago or longer. And so you don't need the original Constitution. Just a copy would be great. Put it in a little booklet form like certain senators used to carry around all the time. I believe it was Robert Byrd, who is questionable of character, but we're not getting into that. So, excuse me. So, swear an oath, the president's oath on the Constitution. That's because that's what you're swearing on. That's what you're swearing about. That's the whole point of swearing you into office is take your job as designated by the Constitution. And it even tells you what that oath should be. It's in there. So, swearing an oath of office for a president on a Bible is just, I'm going to say criminal, because no, Excuse me. But have you been following me here? I'm up on the 15-minute mark. Do you follow me what I'm saying? The oath of office should be swearing on the Constitution because that's the whole point of the oath. You're swearing on a secular government level, not religious thing. Religion should have nothing to do with that. Christianity has nothing whatsoever to do with swearing an oath to be the president and obey the Constitution and protect and defend the Constitution and the people and the Constitution and the rights and freedoms and rights of humans and Americans, whatever. So it's just ludicrous to swear on a Bible. And to do so is just absurd, beyond comprehension. Now, I'm not saying a Christian cannot be president. Although I would suggest that a Christian as president is somehow going to break his oath of office and is, in effect, incompetent and incapable of running a government as a secular president, because that's the way this country is designed to be run secularly and by secular people. Now, if you're a Christian and you can keep your Christianity in your pants, then fine. Kind of hard for them to do it because they just can't, because they can't help themselves. You know, it's like monkeys have to, shit in the woods or something. They just can't help it. So, secular, Constitution, at the end of the oath, don't say so help me God. Although it's a very useful thing to say, if we can use it for what it means and actually, hold the guy accountable if he violates his oath of office and breaks it and his word and commits crime, treason, etc. And if we could actually, take him out and hang him up, fine. But if you're not going to do that, then I'm sorry, don't say that. What would I suggest? How about this? I swear on my life. How about that? Don't say so help me God. Say, I swear on my life and my honor. How about that? Bingo. Solve that problem, even though you're like, I didn't know there was a problem. Yeah, because when you say so help me God at the end of something that's secular, that's just crossing the line, and you're talking about religion as a basis for, I'm sorry, but if you're a Christian and you're going to take an oath and so help me God, you know what? Your credibility is zero. So if you swear, like even in a court of law, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And you're like, my name is Reverend Smith. I'm a preacher. I'm a pastor at, the Baptist church, Methodist, whatever. And I promise, I swear to tell the truth, so help me God. All right? You get up on the oath, I'm on the stand, and they start asking you questions, and, lies come out of your mouth. Shouldn't there be consequences for that? How are we going to prove him wrong? How are we going to prove he's lying? I don't know. Christian, duh, not dependable. Now, that's not good. That's not good to say things about things like that. The whole mass of people, shouldn't we be more like particular about who we talk about here? All right, take a Christian. Okay, let's just say those Christians, not every Christian, just those Christians who are like, I'm against abortion. Fine, be against abortion. Don't have one. Then, shut the fuck up. What other people do is none of your business because, freedom. So, when you're taking an oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on the stand, and then you get up there and lie, consequences? Yeah, well, you could be held in contempt of court. But then again, it should be understood that if you're going to go up there on the stand and answer certain questions about certain subjects, you're not going to tell the truth because you're incapable of it, because you don't believe in truth. You don't understand truth. You don't understand the concept of telling the truth. Because, you say, yeah, there's a God. That's not true. That's a lie. And then there's all these other little rules and regulations that go along with it, like, the Bible says, hey, suffer you not a witch to live. You know what that means, right? Kill them, right? Seriously? The Bible. And people, the Word of God, everything in it's true and absolutely, and I believe it. 100%, no questions asked. Yeah? Then you believe that you should kill witches. Now, never mind the fact there's no such thing as a witch and never was. It's in your book. I would just ignore that. No, you won't. Because if you say, I believe that, then you believe it. And you're telling me, I should follow the rules of the Bible, and the Bible says thou shalt not kill, but when it comes to witches and homosexuals, yep, should. God commands me to kill witches and homosexuals. Yeah. Oops. Gee, sorry. I don't mean to embarrass you there, Christian. And shouldn't you be embarrassed? I mean, seriously, shouldn't you be just a little bit embarrassed that the book that you hold as holy and sacred actually says kill people like witches? Seriously, it says that. What's wrong with you? All right, so I'll just ignore that. Well, that's why you're a dumb person. That's why people say you're an idiot, because it says that and you're going to deny it even though you say you believe everything in there. Really. I've kind of moved on to some other way of looking here and some other kind of point of view about that. So, I'm just saying, Christians are not very reliable when it comes to things. Because I believe in a lie, therefore you should trust me when I tell you a lie. And if I tell you anything, you should have a little suspicious of me because, I'm a known person that lies. Because I go around telling people, there was a Noah and there was a flood and there was like 8 people on a boat that was like a mile long or some damn thing. He built it all by himself and it took him like 120 years or something. Oh, they don't mention that very often, do they? 120 years to build this boat. All right. I want to know how he got all these animals on there. And how he kept them alive and fed and kept them from eating each other on this 40 days or whatever. It's just not logical. And, that's faith. No, faith is not an excuse for being stupid. If you can't dig it, then, just give it up because it's wrong. Seriously. It's not even possible. No Noah, no flood, no freaking 2 of every animal on the boat. Forget it. Just absolutely ridiculous. And they tell me there's some guy with some kind of theme parky boat thing with animals on it. This is a representation of Noah in a boat. Yeah, that man is dumb fuck stupid beyond comprehension. Now he's just totally monkey brain. I just can't even comprehend that. So if you're going to take an oath of office, don't say God, leave it out, unless you're like taking an oath to be a preacher. Now, I'm taking an oath to be the Pope. Okay, fine, say God if you want. Because that's like in your business, line of work, God, Catholics, Pope, shit like that. That's another story I won't get into right now. At any rate, no. So help me God, means then, means now. If you break your oath of office, there will be consequences, and very likely we'll hang you for treason and breaking your oath of office, and that goes for senators, presidents, and whatever. If you don't want that, if you don't want it to mean that, then don't say it. Say something else. In this case, I swear on my oath and my honor and my integrity, and if I break my oath and my word and my promise or whatever, fire me and put me in jail or something. I mean, come on, be real. Right? So you get the message? So help me God. Don't do that. Take an oath, take it on the Constitution, or don't take it at all. Religion has nothing to do with it. Separation of church and state. And some people are actually saying, that doesn't apply. We can't separate church and state. Nobody wanted that. Yeah. Intelligent people want that. People who like their freedom, who love to be free and love to be, like educated and intelligent and rational. Oh, there are plenty of Christians that are scientists. Yeah? Yeah, not really, because if you're a scientist, you've obviously got enough brains to be a scientist. Then you should probably have enough brains to figure out that, that's not scientifically possible. But that's faith. If you go with faith and a scientist, wrong. That's like totally contradictory. You just can't even be that. A lot of people are like, no, they're not smart. They're just weird, freaky, just weird, freaky. Sorry, hurt your feelings? Tough shit. Kiss my ass. Because, I mean, come on. You actually going to defend your being stupid. Really? I believe in God and I have faith. Yes. Yes. You just said to me, this is what I heard. I'm an idiot and I believe in shit. That's what I heard when you said that. I believe everything in the Bible. Yeah, you believe everything you read in the Bible. You think it's all in there, it's all true. Right? Yeah. What about this about homosexuals? Yeah. Fuck you. How about this one? Moses. Moses said, yeah, he's got some trouble with his people. A couple million of them out there in the desert walking around for 40 years. Yeah. Those people weren't too bright, walking around in circles, murdering people, whole villages. That's pretty close to genocide right there. Anyway, Moses says to his soldiers, hey, you guys, you're horny? I'm ad-libbing a little bit till I get up to the actual quote. You people are horny. You guys, you wanting some pussy and you ain't got any women here? I mean, because these Jewish girls, they're just not digging you, right? So I tell you what, go to the next village. Here's the quote. Bible. Look it up. Go to the next village. I think it's in Exodus. You think? Maybe. Could be. It's not that hard. It's not that big a book. All right. Go to the next village. Kill all the men. And I suspect, side note here, I suspect he meant young boys too, because, they can probably throw spears and swing swords at you. So, or whatever. So, kill all the men. Rape all the women. I believe the part that's in there that says something like, all the women who have been, married. In other words, not virgins. And bring home, this is a good part. This is the yummy part. If you're a fucking pervert, bring home all the virgins. Don't rape them there. Bring them home. Bring them back home here to the village of Jewish folks, well, Hebrews, and rape them at home. Bring them back home, rape them here. And maybe I'll watch. What do you think? Maybe you'll let me. Maybe you'll bring me one back and I can rape her too. Like by myself, or you guys can watch. I don't care. Moses. Can I say it again? Go to the next village, murder all the men, rape all the women, bring back all the virgins, and make sex slaves out of them. End quote. Moses. You believe all the stuff in the Bible. You believe the Noah story. You believe the great flood thing. You believe the parting of the sea and all that in Egypt. You believe that the Jews actually, the Hebrews or Jews, whatever, came out of like Egypt and were free because they were slaves in Egypt, which of course there's absolutely no evidence to prove that. None. Zip, zero, zilch. You think a couple million people were slaves in a particular place, like a country in a town somewhere in Egypt? Wouldn't you think there would be at least some evidence? Like some Hebrew pots or some bones of some dead Hebrew people that died since they were like slaves there for like how long, hundreds of years or so? Wouldn't you think there would be some evidence that they existed? And of course, some evidence that they actually left town, in like all 2 million of them. Did they take any food with them? All right. And so, you understand what I'm saying? That's in your Bible. You don't see it because you're selective reading here. Oh, I read the Bible all the time. Well, you didn't read it all, did you? You just kind of like didn't read that part that says Moses was a bastard. and a rapist, pervert. How old do you think these virgins are in this village that they went to? Hmm? Hmm? How old do you think they were? Virgins. You know, virgins, if you found a virgin back in those days and she was over like the age of 14, you found probably a saint or something, because didn't happen. So we're talking very young teenage girls. Rape them, bring them home and rape them, and make sex slaves out of them. Teenagers. Really? And these people live to be hundreds of years old, huh? You think? So let's take a 14-year-old girl who's a virgin from the other village, bring her home after you've murdered her mother and her father and her brother, and you bring them home and make sex slaves out of them and make them, wash your clothes and your feet or something, and, suck your dick and stuff. And you think that's okay? Oh, yeah, that's okay. No, it's not. It's disgusting. And these are the people you like worship and hold up to be so holy. That just sickening. And and you think, what am I saying? You're not even going to look it up, are you? You're just going to want to argue with me right now. You're going to say, I don't know, you're just saying that stupid shit. That's not true. You're a liar and jerk. You're asshole prick. And, whatever. And you argue with me and say, it's not. Yeah, it's in there. You're not even going to bother to look it up, are you? Go in your book. Let's try Exodus for one thing. See what Moses, see if he says that. I know it says that. I read it. It's there. In the language of the day. Yeah. He did. So, Moses was such a wonderful guy. Nope. He's a murdering bastard. Genocidal prick. Oh, God, you're going to go to hell. Nope. Ain't no hell. So anyway, yeah, I love it when Christians do things like that. They say, oh, you're going to hell. No, I'm not. You'll find out when you die and you're standing in front of God. Nope, not going to happen. How about this? When you die and you find out that you're standing in front of zip up, nothing, then you'll find out. How about that? People are crazy. They're just out of their mind. I thought evolution would at least fix some of these religious nonsense stuff, at least at some point in human evolution. It's the 21st century. I mean, I hear people say, oh, well, there's witches. No. It's absurd. Seriously. It's just unbelievable. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I had my say, as I always do. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're, those people that think that the president should take an oath of office on the Bible, then get with it, dude. You're just not thinking. And suppose you think, he should say, so help me God at the end of his oath. Well, that's fine as long as you're going to hold him to it. And actually, when he breaks his oath of office, if you're going to actually, hang him, then yeah. But if you're not, then don't go there. And what else did we say? Secular, church and state, separate. Why? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. You can't have a free country. You can't have a free society if those two are not separate. Period. You just can't. And it's a free country. No, it's not. As long as we have Christians in the government, it's not free. Because those people are passing laws that are not free. They're passing laws that make it not a free country. I can think of quite a few laws that were passed that are like, not free country. Man, back in the not too long ago, probably maybe just a little bit before my time, but, black folk weren't treated right. You know it, I know it, it was wrong. back in his lynching thing. Lynching and burning witches, pretty much the same thing, except there weren't any witches, and the lynching black people was not based on, any kind of justice. It was based on, I hate that guy, I'm going to murder him. Stupid, crazy people. Fucking crazy. Out of your fucking minds. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be doing another one here pretty soon. And you can browse through the library, because there's probably about 150 shows on there. You can live stream or download and listen to you on your freaking iPad or whatever the fuck you got, and enjoy that, and take it with you, and listen to it while you're going to work or something, and pass it along. Tell people. I'd like my podcast to go viral, as they say. Should. God knows there. My joke. God knows there's enough bullshit out there that's gone viral that should have been like totally not even made in the first place. There's there are podcasts that should have been like never ever been put on the internet, and a lot of stupid people in the world that get on there and say stuff, and YouTube is full of those people. All right, and a lot of good stuff on YouTube, by the way. But censorship, by the way, censoring people is wrong. I don't care who you are, government, corporations, nobody. I mean, if you censor me, I'm done with you. I'll bury you. I'll do something. I'll mock you. I'll ridicule you. I'll call you nasty names because you're a bad person and you shouldn't be censoring people. Seriously, don't censor because it's wrong. Seriously. And if you want to express yourself and you don't have to worry about being censored, try Gab, GAB.com. Gab. They swear they don't censor people for their religious, personal, political views, etc. So, go see what you think. Seriously, go there. It's a hell of a lot better place to be than Facebook, which sucks because Mark and his gang of goons, Gestapo bastard people censoring everything. It's just wrong, and they should be, made to pay for that somehow. I don't know how. I'm not advocating any kind of violence thing, but Facebook is a public domain. Means public. Means no censorship. All right, I'm out of here. Gotta go. I'm losing my voice. All right. Catch you next time. Remember, D. McClung, Archer Monologues.